exhale, tired of my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. So fight and fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right. It's your life, do what you want. So fight and die.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to our Real Talk show. My name is Ananth, and I'm a career communication coach as well as confidence communication coach. Well, today, as you know, every week we get some educational leaders, and today we have an amazing leader who's going to talk about how to improve your memory. Before that, let me tell you about this show. This show is a platform wherein we bring in education leaders, wherein they share their real-time experience, and that is going to help you out for your future. Their past experiences or their mistakes, they're going to share it now, and that's what is going to help lots of people. And today, the topic here is how to improve your memory, supercharge your memory power. Today, the guest speaker is Ananth Kasibathla. He is a focus memory coach. Before we invite him, I would like to share few details about his experience, achievements, and his mission. So let me share his screen so that you will come to know about what his achievements are. Here we go. He is Ananth Kasibathla, who's a focus memory coach. He's a second generation focus and memory coach. He has 26 years of experience in training, the Indian national record holder for memory. He has trained the world's youngest national memory champion. He's a keynote speaker for global events, author of 2 books, loves reading and traveling, was a professional stage magician. Oh my God, it's really surprising. And now the member of several professional bodies and is an active Rotarian. So, well, it's time to invite Ananth Kasibathla.
Hi, very good evening. How are you?
Good evening, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Well, all certain?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Ananth, I see your edification. You're also a magician.
Yes.
But now you become a memory focus coach.
Absolutely.
Focus memory coach, yeah. So could you share in few minutes about your journey as a focus memory coach?
Okay. Interestingly, like you asked, this is the first time I got this question, like you're a magician and then you moved in. So there's a story behind it. So let me share that.
Purely there's a magic over there.
There's magic. I'll tell you the reason behind it. So it's very interesting that I started magic when I was about 8 years old. So I did magic for good 7 to 8 years, and I've done some couple of very interesting shows, big shows on stage as well. So this time when I was 16 years old, I was also practicing memory as my hobby. So there was a very brief time where I was doing memory and magic together. So I was doing some magic show, and then there was memory show, and then there was a lot of confusion for the people who are watching, because when I do a memory feat, which is actually a mind work, it looks like a magic for other people. So they say, oh, it's a magic. I mean, there's somebody telling you the desserts or whatever thing, like when I say a memory feat, what I do is I remember, say 100-digit number or a 500-digit number, or I go into the audience and try to remember all their names. But it was viewed as a magic, but it was not magic. It was a pure skill which I've, worked for. So that's where I actually, dropped magic as a professional magician. I still do magic in very close friends, close-knit circle, but then I don't do magic on stage anymore, because I just show myself as a memory expert, and that's what I really am. Magic memory is now my fun
memory
part.
itself is a magic, Ananth.
It looks like, but yes, it's always skill, right?
Yeah. I have another question. Like, have you learned it or is it a born skill? Inborn skill, what is this?
It's a very much learned. It's a
Oh.
pure skill. It's a pure skill. It's not inborn. Like, everybody's born with memory, yes, I understand that. But then for getting to the next level, like any other skill, it can be a skill of driving, skill of learning French, it doesn't matter. So memory is also pure skill which has to be step by step, learned and implemented, and one need to learn it and become better at it. It's like any other skill. Yeah.
Awesome. So when you say it's a learned skill, how do you train people to remember?
Okay, great. So now why at all we have to teach people? There's a reason behind it. No offense to anybody, but I would like to share something. Neither on the dining table nor in the school, we did not have any formal training on how to remember. We've been always told that, okay, you remember this is important, you pay attention here, you remember that, you learn that, you read this. But amazingly, we have never been taught how to read, how to remember, how to learn, how to focus. We've never been told. So people just do as they please. I mean, whatever comes to the mind, they'll just try it, and they're somehow working it out. So there's no structure to it. If you ask anybody how you remember, they don't have any answer. They say, I just remember.
Yeah.
If you go to McDonald's and ask them, how did you get a burger like that? If they just say, I just don't know. I mean, it just happens like that. They cannot scale it up.
Yeah.
There has to be a system for making a burger so that they can scale it up, because every time they have to get a result. Similarly, for remembering also, if you want to work it, there has to be a procedure. Unfortunately, we have not been told that. That's why there is a struggle in remembering. The moment you know the procedure, the process is what gets the result every time. So I help people to get that process clear on how the brain works and how you can remember. And that's where things will work for them. Yeah.
So you said that you train people how to remember.
That's right.
Is it stressful for the learners?
No, not really. In fact, not learning how to remember is stressful.
Not learning how to remember is stressful.
Absolutely, because
Could you please explain this?
Okay. Yeah. So basically what happens is, I mean, let's take memory as a skill. Now, if I have problem in remembering names of people, if I have problem in remembering my Pythagoras theorem, if I have problem in remembering what, I have to argue in a court as a lawyer, if I don't remember that is stressful. Memory will free your life. If you can remember things, your life will be so comfortable. If one day passes in your life without a memory problem, you'll be blissful at the end of the day. All the time people forget, okay, why did I open the refrigerator? Oh, what's this guy's name? I know I have visited that place and I can't get the name. Now, not having a good memory is a stress. And when you are actually learning memory, you will also have fun. If you know the right ways, you will have fun in remembering. Yeah. So it's not stressful, actually. It's
And then
actually fun.
I meant to say, in a daily life, we have so many things happening, right?
Right.
How do you think you can remember everything? There are chances to forget certain things, right? So how do you think it has to be remembered? Memory is good. In my case, I forget things what happened in the morning or sometimes.
Okay, great. Now the question is, did you make an intention to remember what has happened in the morning?
Why should I?
And that's exactly why will you not remember?
If it is important, then I'll remember. I mean, why should I? Could you please go on this little more deeper?
Absolutely. Okay. See, now, did you ever forget names of people?
That's I always.
Always, yeah. So, I mean, you're not alone. You don't have to worry about it, because 9 out of 10 people would say the same thing, right? Now, my question is, did you ever tell yourself before you meet the person, or when you meet the person, I want to remember this person's name consciously?
Not really.
Not really. So that means you have not even decided to remember the name.
Yeah.
When you have not decided, how will the brain work on that? There are a lot of students who come to me and tell me, sir, you know what? My teacher says something, but I can't remember.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So the question again is, Did you even decide to remember? People behave as if memory is automatic. And there are people who ask me why I'm not able to remember, based on the friendship or the intimacy I have with the person to talk. And ask, why should you remember? What have you done so that you have to remember? You've not done nothing. So people say, oh, I am sitting here, I am listening, I am understanding, so I have to remember. No, 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 no. If you just listen and if you remember, now everybody will become an IAS officer. Everybody will become a medical doctor. If you just sit down and listen, you will not remember. You have to initiate the process of remembering. First thing, you should have an intention. Now people say, oh, my memory is very bad. So I say, okay, can you tell me more about it? Oh, today I don't remember what I had for my breakfast. But while having breakfast, did you ever think I have to remember it till the evening? No. You don't even know what you're eating. People are watching TV and eating something, so busy, or making a call and eating something. They're not even paying attention. They don't even see what they're eating. And they claim, I don't remember. So isn't it funny? So the first thing I want to say is, before saying that I don't have a good memory, the thing is, have you done anything about it other than saying I don't have a good memory? So I'll ask you a question, okay? Do you know how to fly a fighter jet?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So let me ask another question. Do you know how to speak Vietnamese?
I'm sorry?
Vietnamese? You understand Vietnamese?
No, I haven't.
You don't. Now, did you ever feel bad about it?
I had no opportunity to speak about that, so why will I feel bad?
Oh, why I will feel bad?
Because
Exactly.
I never had a chance to speak that particular language.
Not even chance. You did not train yourself. All right. So let's say a bunch of Vietnamese come and talk to you. You have a chance. Can you speak Vietnamese?
Yes. Yeah. When I have some exposure, obviously I'll learn
Not
some
exposure.
words.
Right now, if let's say I introduce my Vietnamese friends to you, can you speak Vietnamese?
How can I?
How can you? Exactly, you cannot, because you have never trained yourself in that. You have never been to Vietnamese class. You have never studied Vietnamese. So you can't, right? Simple. And you're saying, how can I? Very proudly, you're saying, how can I? Right? Obviously, you never felt bad, right?
No.
Now, why are you feeling bad if you cannot remember the names of people? Did you ever learn how to remember names of people?
Why I feel bad? I remember their face.
Okay, so we'll talk about that technically, why you remember the face, later on in a bit. But what I want to tell here is, people just feel bad. Oh, I can't remember. Now, why are you not feeling bad? I can't drive a fighter plane. I can't speak Vietnamese. I don't feel bad because I never learned it. So have you even learned how to remember? When you have not learned how to remember, there is no need of feeling bad or guilt. It's just roll your sleeves up and learn how to remember. Unfortunately, we have not been taught about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you mean to say it's a skill which you have to learn.
Exactly. It's a skill. It's a pure science you have to learn, like learning a language. It just don't happen like that. People think, oh, it just happened because I got a brain, so I have to remember. And I got this funny questions which I get from very senior people sometimes. No, I very proudly tell people, I can remember everything, anything I want to remember. My memory is very good. They say, oh, really? And when we are walking in the car park, people will suddenly stop me and ask me, how many cars were there in the parking lot? How would I know? If I say my memory is very good, it doesn't mean I have got a RFID chip here and everything gets into the head without my effort. No. You have to make a conscious decision, conscious effort, then only you can remember. Like there was a HR director of one of the company, which I don't want to name. So I told her, I can remember everything. She said, how many stairs were there when you walked up to my office? I said, I don't know. You just said you have a good memory. I said, yes, of course. Now you tell me how many stairs I can remember for the rest of my life. Memory has to be initiated like any other process. Memory is a process. It's not an automatic thing. So when you say process, you have got steps. You have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a process. Then you get the result. So people don't follow the process and they think they're expecting a result. It's not their mistake. It's just because of not being aware that it's a process. So the moment you are aware that you are a process, start working. It's as simple as that.
I have a question based on your experience. I just wonder, what are the common challenges you face while doing this class, Ananth?
What class you mean?
In the memory
Remembering?
classes. See, for example, now you said that when you're going to meet an HR and she asks how many steps are there, like it's. I don't think this question is related. They think that okay, you have lots of memory every time your mind keeps working. That's
Yeah.
what they feel, right? So you need to work on it.
No, you have to
Remember?
decide what you want to remember. That's how it works.
But that is what I mean to say. I think it is in your hand what to remember and what not to remember.
Exactly.
That's what, I just want to understand this.
That's
It's
perfect.
not that you want to remember everything.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you. So to make it simplified,
Hmm.
there are two things which will drive your memory.
Hmm.
One is you should have either interest in what you want to remember.
Hmm.
Again, it's a conscious choice. You want to remember. Desire will not get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Apart from desire, you should have necessity. If you have necessity to remember, somehow you'll remember. If you have interest to remember, somehow you'll remember. You should have either of them. Either you should have interest or you should have necessity. If you have at least one, still okay. If you have none of them, then God bless you. You will never remember.
Okay.
simple as
Now
that.
it's on individual what they need to remember.
Exactly. What they want to remember, what they are interested in, what is necessary for them, that's what they remember.
Have you come across anyone even who forgets the basic things?
Lot of people. Lot of people.
Seriously?
Yeah. There are people who don't remember their own telephone number.
Can you just, I mean, would you mind sharing about their experience, about what experience did you have with them? What's their age group? I mean, are they elders or how is it? What age
Okay.
did they fall in?
Yeah, this is a very good question. It is not about the age.
Hmm.
It's never about the age.
Sorry to
First,
interrupt you. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. I mean, I may forget later. People always say, "No, I'm aged now." It happens in my house also. My mom, if I say something, "Oh, I'm getting aged now," don't tell me lots of things. I tend to forget things.
Exactly.
So, is this true?
Definitely not. It may look like it is true. People experience it as truth, but it need not be true. I'll tell you the reason behind it. So let's very simply see it. So as you grow older, all the faculties may reduce in its capacity a bit. Vision will slightly go down, hearing capacity will go down, smelling capacity will go down, reflexes will go down, your memory will also go down. But it is never a handicap. You'll not go into a stage where you are handicapped because of it. Yes, there could be some medical reasons, that's a different issue. But normally there's no handicap when you get old. Now, why older people tend to forget is not because of the age, but because of the belief system. Now, let me explain this. So I have this belief that I am getting old, I cannot remember. So let's say that's belief which I have in my mind. Okay. How does that impact my life? So because I believe I can't remember, like you said, your mom, I mean, nothing personal, but because the example came in, don't tell me a lot of things I can't remember. That's what she said. So why she said that is because I know I'm getting old, I think I cannot remember. Because I think I cannot remember, I will not try to remember. Because I don't try to remember, I don't remember.
So you mean to say it is her belief?
Exactly.
She has set her mind that this is what it is.
Yeah. So at the end, what happens is people say, I can't remember because of my age. But it's actually, I can't remember because I never tried. People don't try. People just say, oh, I can't remember, I'm old. They don't try.
When they start trying out, it must stress them, right?
No. It all depends on, are they using any system?
Okay.
If they use a system, it will not stress them out. If you just try to remember just like that, yes, it's a stress. Like that's what, in the school days, you might remember people try to parrot the thing and, they learn it by rote several times. And then, of course, that is stress. That's not the way how you remember. There has to be a process behind it. Yeah.
Okay. When you say that there's a system, can you share a simple example if you can?
Yeah, sure. So the most basic for remembering is a couple of things. Now, the first thing is the brain. So I'm just telling you the fundamentals. Yeah. These are how this will become the platform for remembering anything on the planet. It really doesn't matter what you want to remember. These are the things which will come into play. First thing is brain remembers pictures better than anything else.
True. I heard this. Yeah.
No,
visual.
just to give an example, people always come and tell you, hey, I know you. What's your name? But nobody will ever tell you, I know your name. I forgot your face. That doesn't happen. Now, you just said that I remember faces. Why you remember faces? Because a face is a picture which goes into the brain as a picture format, so the brain can handle it easily. Whereas the name Ananth may not make any sense for you, it's sound. So the brain cannot hold it. So one layer is, if you can picturize something, if you can see it, you can remember it. That's the first part. The second one is all memory is association. If you want to remember anything in your life, you got to associate that with something else which you already know. That's the only way how memory works, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not. That is how you have been learning so far. If you want to remember anything, you will always link it with something which you already know. So consciously try to link what you want to remember with something which you already know. And the third part is, if you can have fun, that will be like the next level. So simplifying it, you have to visualize, you have to associate and enjoy the process. So that's how the three things which can help. Yeah.
Okay, these three fundamentals are important if you want to remember.
So if you want me to give an example, I can just give you a couple of
Hmm.
examples very quickly.
Sure.
Like for example, say my name. So I was actually speaking to a group of Arabic people, Sudanese. And then one of the guys asked me, what's your name? So I said, my name is Ananth. He says, wow. I said, what happened? He says, why your name is so difficult, huh? And I was amazed, like, 5 letters. And he says, amazed. I said, no, don't worry. Let me make it simple for you. So I know a little bit of Arabic, just a few words. So the 2 words I know for sure is Ana means me in Arabic. Ana is me. Anta means you. Okay. So I just told this Arabic guy, the Sudanese. So my name, Ananth, means me and you. Ana, Anta. This is, wow, so easy now.
You and me. Okay.
So what happened now is, suddenly he was able to picturize, or he was able to link what he wanted to remember with something which he already know. Okay, forget about Arabic for a while. Let's look at my spelling. Ananth. A-N-A-N-T. That's how I spell my name. So if you just break it down, it turns as an and ant. An ant. An ant is a picture, whereas Ananth is not a picture. You have to know Sanskrit or Hindi or the language to picturize it. Whereas an ant is a given knowledge which you already know it. So if you can visualize that instead of my head, there's an ant's head. And I'm trying to communicate with the antennas, If you just see that image,
okay.
Even after 10 days you see me, the first thing which comes to the head is an ant.
Ant.
That's how you can remember. Yeah.
So here you're trying to link the object, if
Yeah.
I've understood clearly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's something tangible which you can see easily. Now, why an object is because we talked about brain remembers pictures better. So an object is a picture. So that's how it is. You got it right. Yeah.
Does it help to learn foreign languages, Ananth?
Oh, yes, it does. So see, this is basically for anything. It doesn't matter. It's a name of a person or a foreign language or upgrading your vocabulary in a particular language. It doesn't matter. Okay. So let's say, for example, ni hao. I'm just giving a very basic, simple word. Ni hao in Mandarin, Chinese, is hi, typically used for how are you. So when Chinese meet each other, they say ni hao is like how are you. So if you want to remember that, you can parrot it, and you can take a very long time to remember it. And 3 months later, there's a problem again. So how I ask people to remember is very simple. See, try to visualize it. Ni hao doesn't make any sense. Whereas let's break it down into something which I already know. I know 2 things. I know ni, as in Knee, ni, and I know how, How, how. So ni hao, I can visualize as ni and how. So what will be visual for me? When I see Chinese, instead of asking them how are you, I'll ask them how is your ni? Ni hao. If I can make that visual and see it in my mind's eye, that's it. It just burns into the memory.
Yeah, you are mixing languages, right?
Yeah, sure, I am. So it is, again, it's not about mixing language or not mixing a language. It is about, are you able to visualize it with the pre-existing information? So because you have, see, language is what? Language is organization of one sounds. That's all about a language.
Yeah, sound, yeah.
Okay. So what you're basically seeing is something which you know. The language really doesn't matter. So because knee, you understand knee, you can see knee. Okay. How is, the how is how it works. So that's how you're linking them together. So it will not be a problem at all. And it's much more easier than saying it 100 times and 2 months later, knee, no, now, I don't know. So this much more easier that way. Yeah.
Okay, you said, can you just share some of the vocabularies, a tough vocabulary?
Okay. So let's look at a word like exculpate.
Okay.
Exculpate is to let go of somebody and say he's not guilty. Exculpate.
Okay.
So exculpate. Now, understand why you have a problem with words like this.
Sorry, it's EXCUL?
PATE.
PAT, exculpate. Okay. So
PATE. Yeah.
So how do you make
so the basic thing is why people can't remember this kind of words, or why it is difficult, is they cannot see it. It's not tangible.
True.
Okay, how can you say exculpate? If I say table, you can say table. If I say exculpate, how can you say exculpate? So if you can picturize that exculpate and have fun in it, you can see it. For example, exculpate. Let's try to break it down. Break. So exculpate can be ek,
okay,
skull,
okay,
skull, and pate. Pate is stomach, tummy.
Hindi pate.
Hindi pate. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Ek, skull, pate. तो एक स्कल, पेट में एक स्कल है.
वही तो है.
So then you're saying, okay, this guy is not guilty, throw him. Or it can be like, Hindi mein pet, English mein. So I got another idea just now, is एक skull पीट रहा है आपको.
ठीक है.
It is to beat you. एक skull पीट रहा है. हाँ, तो to stop it from beating you, saying, अच्छा ये guilty नहीं है, छोड़ दो इसको, छोड़ दो. He is not guilty, let him go off. So, if you can make a funny image like that, you will remember it for a very long time.
So while you teach, do you give the students to give their ideas? How do they,
Amazing question. You know what? Memorization or memory has to be a personalized kind of learning thing. So what I give people is tools or how they can remember, how they can create images. Yeah. That's what I teach. At the end of the day, if you want to remember something, it's ideal that you create your own image. And there's an amazing thing which is happening in the market. So people say, okay, how do you remember GRE word list using mnemonics and pre-existing links? So they'll make a story like what I've shared, maybe, and they publish a book and they say, okay, this is how you remember. And people come back and say, it doesn't work. Of course, it doesn't work because there is no stake of yours in this. Somebody has created it.
Yes.
So if somebody has created it, you can as well remember exculpate, somebody has created it. So memory has to be a personalized thing. You have to create for yourself. That is when it will work like magic. So understand the science and then you work on what you want to remember in your own way. And memory is not like maths. Like, in math, 2 + 2 is 4. In memory, exculpate can be remembered in a million ways, based on your language, your flair, your comedy, your understanding, and your creativity. But you just should know the science. That's all about it. Like I just shared 2 exculpate, or it can be X is X. Skull is yesterday. Pate is like, so in my language, petty means box.
Box.
So it can be anything, doesn't matter. So how your mind works in that moment, you can. So the whole idea is you have to understand the process and you do it yourself, not a pre-existing thing. Like if somebody is making, a mind map on how to remember this particular thing. Now, let me tell you, that's not going to work. Because mind map has to be a personalized thing. You have to make your own mind map. Now somebody else make it for you. It's not a mind map for you. It looks like a mind map, but it is not.
That's what I felt, because what you feel may not resonate with me. I won't be comfortable with that. Maybe I need
exactly
that idea.
So you may have a hatred towards skull. The moment I say exculpate, no. And you'll never remember. You might remember something else.
It's like forcing myself to remember that one, what you explained me.
Yeah, then you can as well remember exculpate, right?
Yeah, why should I remember that explanation?
Yeah, so that's why. That word. Yeah, that's why it has to be personalized. When you can personalize it, there's no stress because you are making it. and whatever you make is memorable for you because it's your property. If I say something, it is like, oh, this is what Ananth said. If you make something, this is what Anuradha made. That has more weightage, even if it is low value, low quality. Doesn't matter, because you made it, it will be the best quality and it works best for you than what I gave you. So what I give people is an idea on how to go about. I train them on that, and people will very quickly build upon using their own language
So,
or their own stuff. Yeah.
so do you have any age limit to learn this?
Lower, higher.
Yeah, no, about
Okay.
what age you think you can join?
So I generally work with people who are about 12 years and above.
12 plus. Okay.
Yeah. So there, for those people, I typically work on academic skills, learning skills, and memory. And as they grow elder, like I do a lot of work for corporate executives, business owners. There, I'll be working more on focus and memory. And my oldest participant is 84 years old. Okay.
84 years.
Yeah, 84 years old. Yes.
Oh, what's this problem to remember this? Is there any specific reason to join?
I'll tell you, not remembering his problem. Like his son is one of my participants in one of the groups actually. So this guy called me one day and says, can you help my dad? I said, what's up? He says he's very much worried that his memory is going away. From last 2 months, he's feeling very uncomfortable because he goes into the room, he don't know why he went in, don't know where he put the specs. He goes to the shop and he don't know what to buy and come back and then think again. So he's really worried that I'm becoming, mad, or my memory is going out. So he was very much worried. So then I had a conversation with him and I explained him how the whole memory works. And one thing which I was very happy, the third session which I did, it was like on Skype, like many years ago. Zoom was not there, I suppose, but at least I was using Skype. This guy said, Ananth, I want to tell you something. I said, yes sir, please go ahead. He said, now I understand and realize that my memory is not going anywhere before I go. The reason is that he understands that it is not his memory going out, it is he never tried. When you don't try, how will you remember? Now let's say, for example, when your mobile phone was not there with you, I'm sure you remember a lot of telephone numbers.
Of course.
A lot of numbers. Now it's like, Anuradha, what's your number? You'll give the number. Okay, 912-6184314. Okay, done. And people say, I can't remember numbers, Oh yeah, really? Have you tried it?
Ananth. I can't remember second number.
Have you tried it?
Try. We don't know how to try it.
You don't even know how to try it, and you don't try it, but then you quickly blame, I can't remember. No, the thing is, see, I don't know how to remember is a right word. I can't is not right. It's like, you give me all the food stuff for making samosa and say, Ananth, make a samosa. If I say I can't make samosa, that is not right.
I don't know how to.
I don't know how to make samosa is the right word. So people have a collapse in memory. That's the problem. Oh, I can't remember the telephone number. Oh, hello. Wait. It is not you can't. You never tried because you don't know how. When you don't know how, go and figure it out. Okay.
So what's your pattern now, Ananth? Sorry to interrupt you. Like, what is your pattern of teaching? Like, you have level-wise, how do you teach the basic, intermediate, advanced? Is that something you planned?
Okay, so I have one when I do one-to-one conversations with people. I typically work on what's their need, what's their desire, where they want to get into, and what kind of things they need to focus on in life as far as mind skill is concerned. That's how I work on. But I do also small programs, independent programs, individual programs, where canned programs. Like, I have a program which is called a Mind Mastery. I have a program which is called Turbocharge Your Memory. So these are like specific content which will be useful for everybody.
So your course I think your course are being customized.
Oh yes, I do have a lot of customized program, high level of customized, because two people coming from the same house will have a lot of difference in mindset about memory.
True.
So the mindset need to be worked on. Memory is never a problem. Memory is never a problem for anybody. The mindset is a problem.
You're talking about the belief system?
Yeah, belief system is part of the mindset. And then you need some tools and skills. So that is the problem. Memory itself is never a problem. So can I prove it to you that you never forget anything? Okay, this is a task for you, and this is a task for everybody who's watching. You can do this actually along with us. So try to forget something which you already know.
Try to forget something which you already know.
Yeah. Can you do
Yeah.
that? Okay. What did you forget?
I want to forget some moments, some bad moments.
I'm not asking, do you want to forget? I'm giving you a task. Try to forget something which you already know. Maybe forget your
It's
name.
not possible. If you want to say me to forget, it's not possible. I can't forget, right? That's a
Please remember this conversation. It is not possible to forget something which you already know.
yeah.
So if you're not able to remember, it is not that you've forgotten.
Mhm.
Maybe one is you did not know it in the first place.
Mm.
Two is you had a problem in recalling the thing in the right moment. How many times you might have happened that, oh, you go into a meeting and you can't recall the name and you say, I forget. Or
Mm.
students say, my mind went blank in the examination hall.
Of course.
And the same very people tell you, the moment they come out of the examination hall, oh, I remember now. Oh, that was Pankaj. Later on, you remember. So you have not forgotten. You have
Even while
forgotten.
doing presentation, Ananth, even why would exam doing presentation notes, we forget to certain points to talk.
So you have not forgotten. So please use the words in the way they are. So people use forget as very lightly. It's not, you don't forget. The problem is that people wrongly diagnose the thing as forget. It's not forget. You fail to recall. That
So
is the problem.
your course is how to recall, isn't it?
Exactly, because you're incapable to forget. You can't forget. But what you experience as forgetting is basically your lack of ability to recall. That is being shown up as forgetting, and you're trying to work on forgetting, and nothing will get better unless you try to work on recalling. So that's how things should work. So you have to practice recall.
Awesome. So you first train you. I think our bottom line is all about the mindset, your beliefs, and
Yes.
then you work on your how to recall it, and that's also your. It's everything is how.
Yeah. So people call me, and in fact, I love that, and I also call myself as a how-to expert.
How. That's what I want to name you.
Yeah. So you know what to remember, right? I know how to remember. When the what and how come on the same platform, that's where the results will happen like magic. So that's what I deliver people.
Yes, Anand. I mean, when you come for the corporate employees, like they are well doing present because I handle corporate employees. They always come out to this. Particularly when I go for the particular, when you want to say that particular point, he misses that.
Yeah. So there are a lot of reasons why they miss. It could be simple stage fright. It could be lack of practice. And everything they attribute it to memory. Or it could be they're going through some family pressure. Maybe the mom is sick. Maybe the traffic was too bad. And then, when they don't perform on the stage, and the sad part is the memory is going to the first hit. Oh, I forgot. Hello, hold on. Did you really forget, or you're not able to pay attention? So people have to be very clear on why did this experience come in before labeling it as forget. If some firefighting is happening in the mind, I'm worried about some particular family member, and you are asking me what's your name, I can't even answer that. So is it that I forgot my name?
It's blank.
No. It's just that my mind is taken over by something more important and urgent. And I'm saying that, oh, you see, I forgot. No, you have not forgotten it. So you have to be very clear. And once you have a clarity in that, you'll be amazed that your memory is awesome, actually. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Well said, Anand. So it's all about the priority also, again, bringing into notice the priority wise.
Absolutely. That also makes a lot of
Also
impact.
makes
Yeah.
lots of difference,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Yeah, because we always give them, especially it happens with when I do this corporate employees communication skills, they are stuck with the presentations. They say I practice a lot, but at particular moment mind went blank. Maybe
But later on, they're able to say, so it is not that they forgot.
as after when the time of closure, they recall that point.
Yeah.
So
Because
there's no
they
point
did not practice recalling. So I'll tell you, can I just take a minute and tell you something very important? People have this notion from where I don't know they got it, that if you read something 5 times, you'll be able to remember. Maybe, in your college, you might have heard that, okay, if you had a problem, okay, they say, okay, read it 5 times, you'll get it. So why they say is, if you put it in 5 times, then it becomes stronger like a concrete. Logically, it looks right. So layer 1, okay, Pythagoras theorem, Pythagoras theorem, Pythagoras theorem, oh, now it's very good concrete. Huh? That's what people think. But when you go to the examination hall, what are they asking you? they're asking you, Anu, write down about Pythagoras theorem. So what are you supposed to do? Pull out.
What is studied?
Yeah. So all the life, what we have been doing, we are so busy putting in, put in. Oh, not the Russian Putin. Okay, put in the information. Okay, everything you're
But we didn't try to recall
putting
it.
in. Yeah, but then you are tested on recall. So it's a different game. So one thing, if you want to understand about memory, memory is not input intensive, it is output intensive. So it is not how many times you put it inside that will make you stronger in your memory. It is how many times you pull out. That is what makes you stronger in memory. Because that is very important, major mistake in life. Oh, let me read this 5 times so I can remember. Oh, I'm practicing my presentation 20 times. I read it 20 times out. No. You have to pull out 20 times out.
Well
then
said.
you will have that ease.
I got a point here for my course.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Anand. It's lovely, well said. I think it's very, very informative. I think it will help lots of our viewers. So with that, let me thank all the viewers, particularly our special, amazing guest, Ananth Kasibathla, who gives such a beautiful information, how to remember, what are the things you need to recall. It's not about forgetting things, you have to recall. It's the last one. And Ananth, would you like to give a piece of advice to our audience?
Okay, great. So my one piece of advice is, before you tell yourself, oh, I have a memory problem, ask yourself, did I do anything about it? So people are very happy to say, oh, I can't remember, I mean, they now take it pleasure or make it as an umbrella that, oh, don't tell me, I can't remember. So did I do anything about remembering?
To remember.
Did I do any skill set practice? If you've not done it, it's okay. But then understand, it's not your memory problem. It is not you can't, it is you don't know how. And that's the good news. When you don't know how, you can always add the how. When you say you can't, even God cannot help you.
Sure. I think we haven't worked, to be honest with you.
Exactly. And there's no blame on anybody, because we have been discussed about it, not on the dining table in the school. Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful insight what you brought to the audience here, even to me, in fact. And I had many points to give it to my clients, because when I do corporate one-to-one trading, so I can take some points why they tend to forget this points of presentation. I got it now. Even I don't do this. Sometimes, to be honest, even I don't do this recall. I keep on giving to my brain inputs, but I don't recall it.
Yeah. So recall and see the magic.
Yes, I'll recall and see the magic. Yeah. Thank you, viewers. You can post your questions, and I'll be posting his contact details of Ananth, so that you can contact him directly about anything, whatever you want to ask him. He's the right person. Please come on to the how. He'll help you there, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. And if the questions are there on the group, I'll answer them as soon as I can.
Yeah, it'll be addressed. You have to come up with many ideas. How well you can simplify it. And you have audience at about 12 years, no age limit to learn this. In fact, it's a skill. Even Ananth, it's not an inborn skill. He had learned this. Isn't it, Ananth?
Absolutely.
Almost everyone can learn.
Yeah,
so meanwhile,
anybody.
Yeah, thank you, Ananth. It's a pleasure having you here. So meanwhile, I would like to inform you that this live show is on every Monday and Thursday at 9:15. It's on Facebook and YouTube. I would also like to inform you a piece of advice, because next Thursday, I don't think I'll be coming on live, because I'll be in Pondicherry for one meet over there. So probably, if possible, I'll try to take a very live show from there. But still, I cannot assure you that it's going to be live. Let me see what I can do it. So until then, I'll catch you up the next.
Have a wonderful time, viewers. Thank you, Anu, for having me.
Yeah, thank you everybody else for listening and watching. We'll be back with another interesting speaker, maybe on the next Monday or next Thursday. Probably it will be at Thursday. I'm not very sure. It depends, because the program is still first of that. I'm not sure about my return tickets here. If possible, I'll shoot live from Pondicherry, whatever it's possible. Yeah, and it's a pleasure having you, Ananth.
Thank you. Same here.
Thank you
for inviting me.
I wish you all the very best for your future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.